Hey, all you hungry people out there. Welcome to Hungry Cat Daily with Nick and Lance, the podcast where we'll be recapping every Garfield comic from A to Z. I'm Nick Ramirez, and I'm joined with my co-host, Lance Skillstrap.
Hi, Nick.
Hey, Lance. This is coming out on a Thursday. You got any big Thursday plans?
I have no idea. I have no idea what my Thursday plans are.
Okay, well, let's jump right into the recap.
Okay. Nick, we are looking at Tuesday, June 27th, 1978. And I'll go ahead and cover the first panel here. Garfield is in, I'm going to say, a kitchen again. We have a blue background, a blue wall. Garfield is sitting on a counter of sorts, or maybe like a credenza. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It could be a dresser, although a dresser in a kitchen doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, it's probably just a kitchen counter.
Yeah, like kitchen counter. It does have a drawer. Yeah, it's probably a kitchen counter. And then he is licking his chops. His tongue is huge. It's red. It's sticking out. It's jumping out of his mouth.
Yeah, when I first saw the panel, I thought to myself, is this Garfield or Gene Simmons?
Right. Yeah, his tongue's real long. I'm
still not sure.
Well, I think it's Garfield.
Yeah, it's obviously Garfield.
Right. So, Garfield's face looks real fucked up. His left, or his right eye, I guess, the left to us, right to him, doesn't appear to have a pupil. It's just like half closed and then all white underneath. And then his left eye, right to us, does have a pupil and it's centered. Either that or Garfield's cross-eyed. I can't really tell. His eyes are just real fucked up.
We don't usually cover the pupils.
It's true.
I mean, I don't mind that we're doing it.
I'm just adding to the detail of how fucked up his face looks. So his tongue is sticking out. He's got a huge wad of drool shooting off of his tongue. Or again, back to Nick's point, maybe he's just so hungry he's sweating.
I think this one is clearly drool.
And then there's a chasm between him and what's on the right hand side of the frame, which is a ham sitting on a table on a blue plate. The ham is steaming. It looks like a tasty cartoon ham, to be honest. It's a big ham. It's got that, ham bone in the middle. It's got that classic cartoon ham look. I would say it's a big ham, except for the fact that Garfield is 5 times its size. So again, I don't know scale wise.
When I was a kid, I used to always think cartoon food looked delicious.
I'm an adult and I still think it does.
Yeah, that's true. Like a piece of fried chicken in a cartoon. Always looks delicious.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or like Ninja Turtles with that pizza with the cheese dripping off.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, so that's that first panel.
Okay, and moving on to the second panel. Very similar panel, but now Garfield is starting to reach for that ham, and he's got kind of the same kind of like smug look on his face, like, I got this, but his tongue is inside his mouth now, so now I know that it's Garfield. But then if I look over the other panel, I'm like, wait, is that Gene? No. It's definitely Garfield. But yeah, basically Lance already covered this panel because the only difference is Garfield reaching over and you got the motion lines for his hand reaching. Did you mention the aromas wafting off of that ham?
Oh yeah, I guess that could be smell lines. I kind of thought it was steam.
Oh yeah.
Um, I will say that what I didn't mention is that the table we can now see the table, and the table has like kind of a it's thin. We can see the leg of the table. It's not just like a solid block. It's like it looks like it's drawn like an actual real table. Um,
We saw it in the first panel too.
right, that's what I'm saying. I forgot to mention that in the first
Uh,
panel. Yeah.
okay.
Um, okay, so I guess moving on to the third panel here. Garfield has just failed big time. He was reaching for that ham. His rear left leg is holding on to the cabinet or the counter, and then his right front leg is across the and on the table, and Garfield is dangling between the two legs. He looks real defeated. His jowls are drooping down. His face is being pulled down by gravity. And he is thinking to himself, Garfield, you dummy.
I think this is to me it strikes me as unusual to see Garfield fail like this.
Well, so I would consider the last comic where he got on top of that bookshelf a failure because he was
That's
so
true.
proud of himself and then he was scared.
Yeah. And maybe he fails. Maybe that's part of his character. I always think
Yeah,
of him as more of the like sarcastic winner that's, commenting on the daily uh, r- rabble.
the daily goings ons of John.
Yeah, and Odie. We've yet to see Odie. But yeah, to here he's kind of put in his place a little bit. And he even admits his own defeat. Says
Right.
Garfield, you dummy. Thanks, Garfield, you dummy.
And I
Okay.
think this, it suggests that he's going to end up on the floor.
Yeah. I mean, the big question is, how did he get on that counter, and why didn't he just presumably jumped up to the counter? Cats can do
Right.
that. Why
Another
didn't
question is why would John place a ham on the corner of the table?
Yeah, that's a precarious position for
Yeah.
that ham. And why is, well, I mean, I guess you gotta eat, but that's a lot of ham for one guy.
Yeah. It
Maybe he's
is.
meal, maybe he's meal prepping.
That's possible. Or maybe he has friends coming over. We haven't seen what his social life is like yet.
And there is I know that there's like an early Garfield character that's like John's friend that we don't see much after the first few
Oh yeah, I
issues.
don't want to spoil anything, but I know who you're talking about.
Okay, well, let's move on to Gar firsts.
I guess this is the first time that he's like being self-defeatist. Like he's being kind of like beating himself up
Yeah, maybe.
by
I don't
saying
remember.
Garfield, you dummy.
Yeah, I think it's his for the first time we see his tongue.
Oh. Yeah, that
Like,
might be.
I mean, it's also the first time we see a ham. I don't know. I don't know how. I guess not every episode has to have a Gar first.
Hey, you said it, not me.
Okay, let's move on to the ratings.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm honestly, it's not. It sucks, right? It's not funny,
Yeah.
but it's got a story to it. It's got some hubris. Uh, Garfield saying "you dummy" to himself. I don't know. It feels like it's developing his character. I kind of like this one compared to the others. I'm gonna give it 2 trays of lasagna.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Now I'm wondering if I'm missing something. If I was like too dumb to pick up on the character development or something. I don't think it's good. Like, he just tries to. I mean, I guess the only humor in it comes from this pose that he's doing in this last panel. But he just looks really strange there. Like this, you mentioned the jowls hanging.
Yeah,
Like that's really weird looking.
it is really weird.
I'm gonna give it half a tray of lasagna.
Oh, wow. Maybe I'm just starting to like Garfield more.
The thing is, I like Garfield, I think, but I don't like any of these early ones. Well, where do we put it then? Like, I feel like you would put it as number one. That's the highest ranking. That's the highest rating you've given anything. Oh yeah,
No,
so we got to rank now.
we got to rank now. I don't think it's the best one.
It is the highest rating you've given.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm not going to go back and change my rating, but I don't feel like it's the best one.
You want to put it at number two then?
Sure, let's put it at number 2. I mean, these all suck. All the early ones suck.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll recap at the end of the week. We'll recap where we're at with all of them. But for now, that's the end of the show. And you can rate and review and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Send us an email at hungrycatdaily@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at hungrycatdaily. And see us on Facebook at facebook.com/hungrycatdaily, where we've been posting videos of the recap segments every day. And check us out on YouTube, probably at youtube.com/hungrycatdaily.
And until next time, see you in the funny papers.